Hey guys, Marco the Dog Trainer here with a review video for the Bestway Steel Pro Max DIY pool. As always, if you're interested in the pool, ramps, floats, or any of the other swimming gear that we're using in this video, feel free to check out the links posted in the video description. So last summer we decided to spoil our dogs with an above ground pool. I didn't want a little kiddie pool or a cheap shallow pool. I really wanted the real thing. So we ended up with a 16-foot wide circular pool that's about 4 feet deep. Our smallest dog is about 10 pounds and our biggest is about 80. So we just wanted to make sure we had plenty of space to move around. If I could do it over again, I think I would have went with the 18-foot pool just because the floats and ramps that we're using do take up a little bit of the swimming space. So this pool is not necessarily marketed to dogs, but it really worked out perfectly for us. Considering this entire pool comes in a box, it's pretty crazy to see how sturdy and durable it is. The framework is made of a corrosion-resistant steel, and the pool liner is a heavy-duty 3-layer material that's designed for strength and puncture resistance. I'm happy to report that we made it through an entire summer of daily swimming without our dogs damaging the pool. Now that winter is almost over, I'm super anxious to get all my guys back in there. Now, to me, the only downside of this pool is the initial work that can go into leveling the ground prior to the setup. Outside of that, this has seriously been a great investment. I do want to give you guys a better idea of what the pool setup is like, just so you kind of have an idea of what you're potentially signing up for. But before we do that, I want to give you a few tips that we use to preemptively protect our pool from the dogs. Obviously, doggy life jackets are great for safety, but we also use them to keep our pups' paws off the bottom of the pool. A few of my guys do stand on their back legs in there, but these life jackets can generally help minimize the risk of the liner getting damaged. For similar reasons, we specifically picked one of the deeper pools. The depth basically makes it impossible for our dogs to run around on 4 paws. Now, personally, I don't always do this, but if you want to be extra cautious, you could Dremel your dog's nails to make sure they are nice and smooth before getting into the pool. Like you've probably already noticed, we are using a few different ramps to help the dog safely enter and exit the pool without damaging anything. There are some pretty helpful training concepts I've been implementing. While teaching my dogs to swim, I also set boundaries on behavior in the pool as well as expectations for how we enter and exit the pool. When we first started this process, we were using waterproof leashes to guide them and keep them away from the edges of the pool, just to prevent them from climbing out or scratching the walls. When we were setting up the pool, we used a protective foam layer between the pool liner and the ground just to minimize risks of it getting damaged. As far as dirt, debris, and dog hair go, we are using a skimmer and a vacuum to clean the pool after each swimming session, especially after my heavy shedding guys are in there. Now, obviously, we also need to keep up with our typical pool maintenance like cleaning the filter and adjusting chemicals. I recommend running the filter right after a swimming session, so that way a few hours later you can go down and usually pull off a bunch of clumped up dog hair that collected on the filter intake. If my dogs are super muddy, I may also rinse them off before I bring them into the pool. Now that we went over a few of my tips to help protect your pool, let me give you a quick rundown of the pool setup. The first step is not too bad. Try to find the most level area of the yard and trace out a circle that is a few feet bigger than your pool. Now starts the manual labor. Now we have to remove the top layer of grass. Once I had the entire circle cleared, I used a 2x4 and a level to get a general idea of how the yard was sloping. This is the brutal part. Now it's time to start leveling out the entire space. Every so often, I tamp down the displaced dirt to help pack it together. After that, I set up the top frame of the pool just so I can get a sense of where the support pavers need to be. Now, I'm pretty OCD, so I wanted this pool to be as level as possible. So I went around to each paver, making sure it was level to the previous paver. Now that all the pavers are laid out and level, I am duct taping a foam barrier together. Once the foam barrier is complete, now I start to slip the pool frame through the liner and really just assemble the pool. Once that's all done, we're gonna plug in the filter and attach all the pipes to the pool, and it's time to fill her up. That's pretty much everything you need to know about the Bestway Steel Pro Max pool. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave some comments below. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.